In a city that never seemed to slow down, where people walked past one another with tired eyes and guarded hearts, there lived an ordinary man named Daniel Hayes, a man whose life carried no special title or recognition, yet whose heart held a quiet strength shaped by hardship, patience, and compassion. Daniel worked as a night janitor in a large office building, cleaning floors long after others had gone home, and though his job was invisible to most, he treated every task with dignity, believing that honesty in small things built character in unseen ways. Each night, as he pushed his cleaning cart through silent hallways, he noticed the subtle struggles of the people around him. The security guard who rubbed his aching knees, the receptionist who stayed late to avoid returning to an empty apartment, the homeless man who slept near the building's back entrance wrapped in thin blankets. Daniel never spoke loudly about kindness, nor did he seek praise for it. Instead, he practiced it quietly, offering warm tea to the guard, leaving encouraging notes on desks, and sharing his simple meals with the man outside, believing that kindness did not need an audience to be meaningful. Daniel himself had known loss early in life, having grown up in a broken home where love was scarce and dreams felt fragile, but instead of letting bitterness harden him, he chose compassion as a way to heal, learning that pain could either make a person cruel or make them understanding. One winter evening, as snow fell heavily and the cold cut sharply through the air, Daniel noticed a young woman sitting on the steps outside the building, her hands trembling and her eyes filled with quiet despair. She had lost her job, her home, and her sense of direction all at once. Without hesitation, Daniel offered her his coat, sat beside her, and listened without judgment, understanding that sometimes the greatest gift was not advice but presence. That small act of kindness became a turning point, not only for the woman but for Daniel himself, as she later found shelter, regained confidence, and went on to rebuild her life, carrying Daniel's compassion as a reminder that someone once believed in her when she could not believe in herself. Months passed, and the ripples of Daniel's kindness began to quietly spread. The receptionist started volunteering at a local shelter, inspired by the notes she found each night. The security guard began greeting strangers with warmth, and the homeless man outside eventually found work and stability, all influenced by one man who chose empathy over indifference. Daniel never knew how far his actions traveled, and he never needed to, because his motivation came not from recognition but from a deep understanding that every human being carried invisible battles. Life did not suddenly become easier for Daniel. His pay remained modest, his days remained long, and his struggles did not disappear, but his heart stayed light, fueled by the knowledge that he was making the world gentler in small but powerful ways. The city continued its hurried rhythm, but within its noise, something quiet had changed, proving that kindness does not require wealth, status, or perfection, only a willing heart. This story reminds us that motivation is not always born from grand success but from choosing goodness even when life feels unfair, and that a single act of kindness, done without expectation, has the power to lift others and, in doing so, lift ourselves, teaching us that the true measure of a meaningful life lies not in what we gain, but in what we give when no one